Hey everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood coach Jason. Let me ask you something. Have you ever jumped into a situation like things were on fire, only to find out that not only was there no smoke, what you were dealing with was just a little bit of steam? We've all done it, especially when we care. Parents, partners, and leaders, we act like things are an emergency when often they just are not. It's like giving somebody CPR when all they needed was space to breathe. It's like giving somebody a Heimlich maneuver when all they needed was a little more time to chew. It's not just that these things would be annoying in real life, you could actually hurt the person that you're hoping to help. I sincerely believe this comes from love and fear, a lot of fear. We're worried about what will happen if we don't step in and fix the thing that we see is clearly wrong. We're afraid to watch somebody struggle and even fail. We're afraid, so we swoop in and we fix it. We pressure, we panic, we try to fix things that don't necessarily need fixing. But emergency care without an emergency can bruise, break, harm people, or just scare people that we care about and value away. Let me walk you through a few examples. You're a parent. Your teen calls you and says there's nothing to eat in the house. You leave work, race across town, buy food for them, bring it home, feeling so worried that they weren't going to be able to eat. But if we paused for a second and asked them, what was in the fridge? Was it really an emergency? Were they going to starve? Often this is not a real emergency. It's an opportunity for them to figure out life and learn some skills that are going to be important for them in the future. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, it's because we've spoken to them and they haven't done things that they should have done. And a little bit of hunger is not going to ruin them. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to rush home from work or I'll put some money on your Uber account, reminding them that I told you to take out the stuff that you were supposed to take out last night for lunch. You need to go make something. You can put together a sandwich. I know these seem like things that might be too hard for your kids to master at times, but they really are not. I've seen it in my practice as a mentor on and on again. These kids, some of them are brilliant. They really can do the hard thing. But what it is the parents are allowed to let them fail a little bit in order to get better at the things they need to get better at. There's also the part that, I'll be honest, it's not that the kids say, oh, I forgot my lunch. I need you to bring lunch. It's the parents will call and say, did you eat lunch out of care? And the kid will say something like, oh, there's nothing in the house to eat. The parent panics. The kid is just making a throwaway statement. Another example is the kid comes home after having a hard day at school. Kids have hard days at school. Immediately, the parent's wondering, who should I call? What do I need to do? Who hurt you? Sometimes the kid needs time to put it together in order to explain to you what has actually happened so they can give you the idea of what you need to do. And sometimes they don't need your help. Sometimes they're talking to friends about it or they've worked through it and they just need time to deal with their own feelings. One of the best things you can do in these cases is ask them if they need your help. Ask them for consent. Seems foreign to a lot of parents because there are certain stages of our kids' lives. Note, I've given teens as the example here. It's certain stages of our kids' lives we really are in a place where we solution things for them. But what you're looking for as your kid gets older is more and more opportunities for you when it makes sense to let go and let the kid figure things out for themselves. Because when you're not around, I'm not being morbid, I don't mean when you die, but sure. But when you're not around, because they're on their own in the world, you want them to have these skills to be able to figure things out. Another example is with your partner. They seem a little bit off. If we're the type to be anxious, immediately we start thinking, what did I do wrong? If we're the type to be aggressive, we are on them about the things that they need to do. And if we're reflective, then, and it's not a big deal, we just write everything off as it is what it is. All three of these examples are okay in a certain situation. But if you don't actually know what's going on with your partner, your response can be grossly inappropriate. So the thing that you need to do, just like I was talking about with if you have a child, with your partner, similarly, sometimes you need to back off and give them time to come to you and actually say what's going on with them. We tell ourselves that what we're doing is we're trying to love them, that us being on top of them when they're not having a good day or in a bad mood is how we show love. But that's not actually what it is. We are trying to control them at that point. We're trying to make them be the partner that we want to be around because, frankly, being around people who aren't feeling good doesn't feel good. But one of the hardest things we have to do as partners is to be able to sit beside people who are having a hard time and not force them out of it. Sometimes there are things they need to think about that they haven't talked to you about yet. It can also be things that they can't talk to you about because it's their friends or other loved ones, private things that are upsetting them. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. So it really is important that you are able to take a deep breath and not rush to solutioning with your partner when they're having a hard time. You caring isn't wrong, but sometimes the most loving thing you can do is hold space and be available. Now, in the workplace as a leader, your team member misses a deadline, let's say. You start sending them messages on Slack, passive aggressive emails, friendly reminder, and you sort of get all on top of them to remind them as if reminding them is going to help them to actually do their task. The truth is, sometimes people need more time to do their task. Something has come up in their personal life, or they are trying to do the task well. And you sending more and more reminders does not actually help them to do the task. If that's the case, you have a person who is not a responsible employee. Your employees or your teammates should be able to complete their tasks. Being available in the workplace can look like offering to be available to walk through what they're trying to do or looking at what they've done so far or talking about if they are having any challenges. No, I said if they are having challenges. If the deadline has been missed, yes, you should tell them once it has been missed and how urgent it has been. It's totally appropriate. Whether you're their leader or their coworker, it's really important to be able to communicate. But you jumping in and either doing the work or staying on top of them multiple times a day until they get the task done is not actually going to help them get the task done or be a better employee. You want to be available, not to be on top of them. Leadership is showing them that you trust them to do their task and letting them know how important that task is. It's important to remember that when we're unsure, we pause. It can look like something is terribly wrong, but giving people just a moment to work through what is going on, whether they are children, your coworkers, or your partner, and letting them know that you're available is the most important thing that you can do because you're also reducing the stress in the situation. When you stress people out by pressuring them that they have to start solutioning, you are putting them and yourself in a position where they cannot any longer process in their normal way. And we frankly mess up even more than we would have if no one said anything at all. Health doesn't always look like an emergency room. Sometimes it looks like patience. It's a good reminder for yourself to pause, take a breath, take a moment, and consider what you are really trying to accomplish with the people around you. Take a breath, not just to let them grow, but to let yourself grow as well. I hope this helps and you have a good day. Take care.